Hey cousins, let me know if you can hear me. Um, Victor, Victor, what is all of these comments, and what the hell is you ranting about, Victor? I don't know what's going on and what's on your mind, but I wish you well, my brother. I wish you well. Um, but I just wanted to come in here real quick and talk about the Young Miami episode of Caresha Please. Hey, FN. What's up, cousin? Let me know if you can hear me. Um, I just wanted to talk briefly about the episode, see what y'all thoughts were on it. Um, okay. Okay, cool, cousin. What's up? How was your day today? How was your day today? Truth be told, cousin, you didn't really miss anything. Truth be told, you didn't miss anything. I feel like I feel like this episode was very pointless. Um, it just felt like she just did it just because. She just did it just because she needed to do it, and I guess as a intro to get the episodes back up and running. Kind of. Well, I won't say she made it worse. She just didn't give anything. Um, so she basically sat down with Saucy Santana, and he was in his, I guess, Gail King era. He's in his Gail King era where he felt it would be a good option for him to interview her. And he basically said that he was gonna give her the smoke, but there wasn't really no smoke because she didn't really answer anything. Yeah, that's what it felt like. It's just she didn't want to come back straight with an episode, and then they're like, people are like, "Oh, you didn't speak on anything," especially since it's still on Revolt, which he was a partner of. I don't believe he's a partner anymore, but that was his network at one point, and the show still is on Revolt. So that's basically all this felt like. Let me see. I think I got some screenshots of some quotes that she said. I would say yes and no. I think because he actually I think I got a comment. Hold on, let me see. Is this it? So they asked her basically why she never spoke out about the allegations and the lawsuits against Diddy, and she basically said, "I didn't know that person. I can't speak on something that wasn't my experience, or I didn't know. I wasn't around." So the thing is that it's the "I wasn't around" part. So I would agree for the majority of the stuff that probably occurred, she was not around. But I think it's kind of odd that she's pretending she didn't know as far as like the sexual things go. I don't think she knew everything, but she knew something. And we have proof that she knew something because she was on social media arguing with one of his girls. I think her name was Gina. And she told the girl Gina basically, like, B, shut the F up, because if I wanted to, Diddy would have you on all fours eating my her hoo ha or whatever on command. So you knew he had the ability to make this girl do these things to you. So you can't say you were oblivious to everything because you threw that in her face. Like, I don't think she was around for like him smacking people up and stuff like that. But to say you knew absolutely nothing, I think she's telling a small lie in that aspect. And she says nothing about Diddy, but said things about JT. Right. To be honest, I think that's what it started out as because people don't even realize they started messing around with each other in 2021. Like, I know our days are like jumbled and stuff like that. I know since 2019, it's just been one long continuous year, but they started dating around 2021. And she said that they first met and he automatically offered her like a business proposition and saying like, oh, she should do a podcast or something like that. They met at a party and he initially started talking to her about a podcast. So I guess he was on it like, oh, it can be some work related stuff. But then they got together and she said that they were in love. Exactly. That's what I just said. Yeah. That's why I said I don't think she knew of the stuff about the abuse stuff or whatever because she probably wasn't there to see that stuff. But to say she didn't know regarding the sexual stuff, she knew something. Not all of it. It's the sexual things in regards to her because she got on social media and said that Diddy had the power to make another girl eat her out. So you saw something. You didn't see everything. You didn't possibly participate in everything. But don't say you didn't see anything when we have proof of you repeatedly telling this girl that Diddy could have her on her knees for you, crawling. Like, you threw that in that girl's face because it's actually happened. Um, but so yeah, she spoke about that. And then what else did she speak about? She said how she met him. Basically, they met at a party. She said, I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him flowers. So I was celebrating him with the world. And I just feel like everybody is crucifying me for it. I remember that one time. They were celebrating him for something at BET, and she had that poster like "Go Poppy" or something, and she was getting laughed at on social media for that. I do remember that though. Um, but yeah, I think it started as just business and transitioned to something else. And she went on them trips with her, and ain't no telling what else they were doing. But yeah, basically, she just said she didn't see nothing, she didn't hear nothing, and that ain't got nothing to do with her. That's basically what she said to sum it up. And she just said that people were picking at her, crucifying her, asking, oh, why she didn't say anything. And she was confused why people were putting her in it. And it's like they basically put you in it based off of that one argument you had with that girl, Gina. And then as far as JT goes, what is this? Is this one? No, it's not that one. But on her relationship with JT, she basically said it's no beef on her end. Once we go to the internet and you put people in our business, I don't F with that. In case you didn't know, they got into an argument. Well, she was arguing with JT was arguing with Cardi on the internet, and Caresha, I guess, didn't step in and defend her. And then she, like, when she did get online, she was like, "Oh, what happened? I just woke up." And I guess JT felt as though like she was being funny by saying that and not defending her. Um, but and then they had like a little exchange. But she said, "If we really friends, we not going to the internet." She was in LA working on her shit. I didn't know. So basically, JT was working on her solo stuff behind Miami's back, and Miami had no idea that JT was working on her solo music. I rarely watched any of their interviews together, but the last interview that they did together, I did catch, and it was on the Breakfast Club, and it low key felt like they were being like in competition with each other. Like I remember Charlemagne was asking a question, and I think they were talking about haters and trolls on the internet, and I think JT was explaining how um the people like would pick at her and stuff like that or say things to her to like get under her skin, and Miami responded back like, "Oh, well, I get that too, like it's not just you." And I'm just like, I don't think she was saying it's just only her being trolled on the internet. So I don't know why I think she automatically compared who gets trolled the most. So it just felt like they were just like in competition with each other. They weren't on the same page. It's like they were just going through the motions as a group. And you could visibly see it in the interviews. So at that point it's like, yeah, it's a wrap. And she said they weren't really talking to each other, that they only spoke when they got on stage. She said they would wear like different outfits. They weren't coordinated together. She had her own personal team, her own personal car. Miami had her own personal team, her own personal car. And they only really interacted when they got on stage. Honestly, think Diddy might have wanted JT too, but it seems less of a city girl and just wants one person to laugh. Yeah, probably. To be honest, I don't think JT would go for that. Like she don't have that type of personality. Like Miami seems to be more out there and willing to go with whatever the flow is. And she might be into doing different stuff. I don't get that from JT. I get JT is like a homebody. Sometimes got an attitude to herself, and I low key can say that because Jay Z's a Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius, and I'm just like that too. Like I don't like to be in the mix, and I can see that with JT. Yeah, and to be honest, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But the only issue is that you're in a group, right? We're working on music as a group. Why aren't you telling me that you sneak into Miami or Florida and you're recording solo music? Like, I think that would be a conversation you would have with your sister and your band member, especially with all that they went through. Like, JT, you went to jail, and Miami basically carried y'all on her back while being pregnant. So I would think like y'all had a better relationship than that for you to feel like you got to sneak behind my back to go record music. Like if you want to work on solo stuff, by all means work on it. But I would think it would be a respectable thing to do is to tell my group member that, hey, I'm in the group and we're working on the group stuff, but just so you know, I'm working on this, I'm working on that. Like, I don't think she should have snuck and did it. You sneaking and doing this because you want to keep it from me. You want to keep it a secret. Yeah, she want to live that sugar baby life. She want to live that lifestyle. And she said it. She was like, people thought initially that she was in it for, just getting to the bag. And she said, maybe so. But after I saw like there was other opportunities and we were actually in love, which killed me. um, she said she was going for more. She said like she wanted to build a brand. And he taught her a lot of stuff business wise. But yeah. Is that the one that happened on Instagram Live? Where Uzi was like, "Don't play with me, Caresha," or something like that, and JT was just standing on the just standing and sitting in the chair, like the car chair, not doing saying anything. Yeah, the most mess was um them on Twitter. That's as messy as it got. But I feel her for feeling some type of way because of how much Carisha did go through to salvage the group, Like she did a lot to salvage that group. Their best era, Carisha was Young Miami was by herself. Like that act up era was their best era of music. And Miami carried them through that while JT was in jail. She kept their name alive. So I can understand why she might have felt the way when she found out JT was secretly recording music. I can feel that. Of course. Of course. Why not? She definitely would. He a billionaire, you know. She brought a new spunk to his life, I guess. So it would have made sense. He said, "What?" I'm so tired. I thought, cousin, didn't Yachty say he was getting off of the internet? Yachty, you told us you was getting off the internet, and he's insane if he thinks he could rap better than Joe Budden. And Joe Budden is a nutcase, and I'm not his biggest fan. But I'll never deny the fact that he can actually rap. He's a good rapper. To be fair, Uzi seemed controlling. I don't think she could say much. He told her to get off live on the same Instagram. Yeah, I can see that. People be thinking Uzi is like this little zesty troll. Um, but he be snapping. Plus, he got a history of popping off on women. I think they got him on camera fighting his ex or something like that. I don't really know the story 100%, but that's what they claim. Also, Miami had fan in the industry, so I feel JT used her as a stepping stone. Oh, that's interesting. I don't, I don't, I don't know if I would agree that she used Miami as a stepping stone because I think they were trying to get it out the mud together. You know, I really like their earlier music, not too much the recent stuff, but they was out there hustling together, trying to make a name for themselves. I can get them that, but to be honest, I wouldn't even be shocked if that was the case as well. But people got to give Miami her props. She probably wasn't the best rapper in the group. I think JT was the best rapper in the group, but after listening to her album, I just think we compared the two and just said JT was the better rapper, but Miami, she held it together for them. I can't give her that much credit. I don't know who's worse, Joe Budden or Elliot. They both get on my nerve equally. Yeah, they was getting to it in the beginning. For real, they were. I can get them now. Yeah, cousin. I think she still want to do music. I think she still wants to do music. But she did present a new. I think she got that card game, so she introduced a part two to that series. But basically, to sum that up, basically to sum that episode, it was only like 32 minutes. Basically, she said Diddy didn't beat her. Um, she didn't know anything. They were in love. Um, she was a brand before him, and she's a brand after him. And that's basically it. Her and JT, she said there's no hard feelings, but they're not cool anymore because of that situation. And then that's it. And then she presented her card game. That's it. To be honest, like I said earlier, I just think this was an opportunity for her to reintroduce the next season of her Caresha Please show. I just feel like she probably felt and the team felt she can't just jump back with a new episode and a new guest and not discuss the elephant in the room. So this episode was just an icebreaker at this point. That's it. Facts, yeah. Mhm. Wow. Just a mess. Just a mess all around. I need these girls to get away from these weird men for sure. Just get away from them. But yeah, I just wanted to stop on here real quick and see what y'all thoughts were of the episode. Um and I'll catch y'all later. Good night, cousins.